Welcome to a Management Plus training webinar. My name is Kevin Sloan. I am a certified EHR specialist and certified ophthalmic technician. Management Plus is an industry leader in EHR, and we want to provide you with the documentation tools and the skills to use these tools proficiently. Today's training webinar is titled Medications and Allergies form. Let's get started. As you can see, I have our favorite test and demo patient on the screen, Mr. Bob Hope. I have access to Medications and Allergies form by clicking on this title on the left-hand side within the form tree. You can see the allergies grid and then the medications grid below this. There are no allergies documented within the allergies grid. There are several ways to do this, and there are some options available for editing and modifying those. If the patient has no allergies, clicking this button will document no data. Patient denies allergies. In some cases it may just say none on there. If you try to click the button again, that will not put it in there twice. You can only have one option within either of these grids at a time. Right-clicking, allergies list, choosing delete will delete this option from that. Then you could click the button again and it will add this. Again, right click this, allergies list, choose the delete option, click yes, and it will go away from there. One of the quickest ways is to choose from this list. So if you choose penicillin and then click this button that says plus favorites or add to favorites, it will add penicillin to this list here. If they're allergic to ampicillin, you press the letter A, you can hit enter, tab, and then enter again, and it will add ampicillin. If you need to edit any of these, you can right click, allergies list, edit, and now I don't want to delete it. I want to right click allergies list and then edit, and you could put in any type of note in the reaction, click OK, and it will add that to this. Another option is to choose the full list. I would recommend typing in your option and some other control and then copying that and then pasting it in. That will allow you to find this value much quicker. As you can see, when I put in the word low pressor, all the available low pressors are available for me to choose from by using the arrow down key, or you can scroll down with the wheel of your mouse or drag the scroll bar up and down. So if it's low pressure pill, I can press tab and then enter, and it will add this. If I want to modify this, right click, allergies list, and then edit, and then put in the reaction of choice, and now you'll have it. So you have at least 1, 2, 3 methods. The fourth method is to right click, allergies list, choose add. You can type in your value right in here. Again, I would recommend you paste it in from another source, and you'll get the option of choice here. If it's that, you OK, and now you've added yet a different one. Okay, so we did not choose to type on that, so it does not have to have one, but we do recommend that. Okay, and yet another way is to right click allergies list, add, then I would press tab and do medication, click the flashlight, type in your option that you need, and then look through the list. Let's say it's this one. Okay, you can do OK, OK, and now we have that new option. If you use an option quite often and want to be able to access that, it would be advisable to let me know via the revision request form which option you would like to have added to this list. Send that to me with the exact syntax and case as what you see within the list when you go into the full list, and then the RX norm code, and then I will add that to that. Another alternate to that is to come into this list, click the flashlight, If you find the option of your choice, say it's this one here, you can right click and choose Add Favorite. Now you've added that to your favorites list. So at any given time that you are in this favorites list here, or this RX norm list, you can click favorites, and now you will have accessed all of your favorites. This is a method that you can choose to set up yourself so that you can come back in and choose these favorites, and let's put in here something different. Where to go? And now we have that option. So you have several different options when it comes to documentation within the allergies grid. The medications grid is essentially the same, but you have ocular favorites and systemic favorites, which we have set up for you. Again, we can add to this list. Just send what you need on the revision request form. Be happy to add items to this list. Let's just say they're on Plavix. I'm just going to press Tab and then Enter. Okay, does not exist in the table. So I have an option that's actually not on this table. On your system, that will be on there. My code table is slightly different than what you have. Let's just choose Zestral. Okay, and that, where was that? Zestral's on the end of there. So if you try to type in Z, you're not going to be able to find it within that. Yeah, let's just choose this lovastatin. Press Tab and then Enter, and there we have it on this. Now this one's just a little bit different. You can have duplicates on the same grid if you need to. That is perfectly fine. As you can see down here, we have fluorescein, fluorescein, and fluorescein. So this one you can have duplicates, so be careful of that. If it was added here, you may not want to add it again when they come back in. Just confirm that it's on there and any additional information that you need. The best way to review this is your runtime narrative, which is accessed by clicking Window, and if that's not on, you can turn that on, or you can come down your toolbar and access your runtime narrative. It's much easier to see your meds here in your runtime narrative because you will see the entire label, where here the columns kind of truncate the label. Although you can make that wider, to do that each and every time, it's not very efficient. So your runtime narrative is your best option when it comes to reviewing what's on there. Just like the allergies grid, if you get a duplicate and you don't want it, you can right click, choose prescriptions, choose delete, and then click yes, and it will delete that off of there. So again, you have ocular favorites and systemic favorites, which can be modified and added to just by indicating what you need on there on the revision request form. Another option is to come over here to the full list and to put in, we're just going to choose Lopressor again since I have that saved in my clipboard. I don't have any in here exactly as that. So you'll see that it does not find anything. So you can click the flashlight. Let's key that in, and you can see that here it actually brought this up. And you can double click this, press Tab, and then Enter, and it will add that to the medications grid. So also just want to bear in mind that if you put in click the None button, you can see I don't have it set up on this database, but on your database there would be set up so that it would put that on there. Yet another option, just like the allergies grid, is to right click prescriptions and then add. You could type in the name right here, but we do recommend that you click this flashlight, which allows you to bring up this full list. We're just going to use Lopressor again, and you can double click on the option that you want. We do recommend that if you're not e-prescribing, you uncheck CPOE and prescribe, since you're not e-prescribing that. If you want to indicate any other values within this section, feel free to do that. You can put as much or as little on there as you want. Clicking OK will add that to the grid. Just like the allergies, when you right click, prescriptions, and add, go into the flashlight. If you find an option that you want to have as a favorite, you can right click, add favorite. Then when you click your favorites, you will have your list of favorites that you can choose from, and you won't have to search throughout all the huge entire list of medications. Okay. We do recommend that to go back to the favorites is just clicking the favorites button. Click it once to access favorites, click it again to go back to the full list, as long as you don't have anything in the description. You can, however, add, edit, delete, and copy, but we highly recommend that you do not do any of these things. If you click add and try to add something in here, you will want to have the NCD number and the RX norm number associated with that. Otherwise, do not ever add or edit any of these items. This is a government approved list. There is only one that you will ever want to add, and we will take care of that for you. Otherwise, do not add in there. You may sometimes find it tough to locate what you need, such as like multivitamin. It is not listed within this list as multivitamin. Also, if you try to find something like Flomax, if this window is narrow, you will not see the word Flomax on the end, because Flomax is a brand name. The generic name precedes it. The brand name is there. It will find it if you type in Flomax. Just be sure that you can see that. Otherwise, if you're not familiar with the generic, you will think that something is incorrect. But we recommend you open that up so you can see these long names. And of course, you can choose that, uncheck those, put in other additional information if you need to, and then click OK, and now you'll see it. And again, you know, if this column is really short, you won't see Flomax on there, but if you look at your runtime narrative, you will see those values. So even if it is not wide enough to display it, it will wrap around within that narrative, and you can see the whole thing, whether it's narrow or wide. It's a great way to review that. Whenever you have reviewed and updated your meds and allergies, we recommend you click this button that says Medication Reconciliation. That will update this date here that says last reviewed on. This is technically only needed whenever the patient has been referred over and you have a referring physician documented within the record. This is for your CQM Solutions report. However, for good documentation, we do recommend that you click this button each and every time so that you can see that this date reflects the last time that it was updated and reviewed. Just like the allergies grid, if you need to edit something, you can right-click prescription and then edit. It will bring that up and you can edit that. Also, if you need to delete something, you can right-click prescriptions and delete, and you can delete something. Thank you for your attention. This concludes our training webinar on medications and allergy. Thank you.